And I'm going to talk about small group journey. So I'm Laura. So I'm one of the product managers here, based out the UK market. So I was brought on last year to introduce a new travel program into the UK, Irish, and AU markets, which is small group journey. So it's been a little pet project of mine for last year and a bit. So I'm super excited to launch this in the Irish market. Now, I haven't tested this presentation because it's Michelle, so I'm hoping this video works and has music. So let's see. Oh, the music's a bit dodgy. But hopefully if we just look at the pretty pictures, it just showcases kind of like what we're really trying to portray with our small group journeys and the destinations that we travel to. The concept around it is traveling through your senses, so using your sight, your smell, your touch, your taste, and your, listening to the world and how you can explore it. So that's kind of like what we've been focusing on for that. I need to get to the next page. It's the next problem. There we go. So what is a small group journey? Why book it with us? What is it? So small groups are intimate tours, intimate journeys connecting you to the heart and soul of the world's destinations. We're traveling in small groups, so we're averaging around 18 and with a maximum of 24. And it depends on destination. So for example, in Asia, there's slightly smaller groups, so probably around max 18. In India specifically, Sri Lanka's max 20, and then Japan's 24. In Europe, it's max 24. We're averaging around 18 at the moment. So nice intimate group sizes, but still big enough that you can meet new people and have great experiences. You're saying handpicked accommodation. So it's a real blend of, centrally located, but unique stays, depending if it's a stay where we think it's a bit more rural, we want to experience kind of like a bit more of the cultural side of it, unique and boutique accommodation. So really, very well picked to suit the stay and destination that they're in. They're escorted throughout, so they're journey with expert guides, both tour directors and local guides as well. And the local guides for us and the tour directors are there to really help not only them on tour and have a great experience, but truly connect them with the destination, talk them through all the customs and the culture and what things mean. So to really bring that destination alive as well. Unique flavors. Food is everything. We all love food. I'm a massive foodie myself. And every destination we go to, we really focus on how we can bring the local cuisine into those tours, whether it's through cooking experiences, going into a local's home and cooking with the nonna, learning to cook like an auntie in South Africa, and having nice dining experiences included, etc. as well. So food is a big thing for us within these tours. They're authentically designed, so really trying to have that perfect blend of must-sees. Like everyone wants to go to India, they're not going to miss out the Taj Mahal if they've not been before. So really hitting those iconic sites still, but kind of making sure we've got some unique, lesser known experiences in there, or just tweaking it a bit to make it a bit more unique. So for example, in Rome, we know it can get super busy. So we actually offer a dawn Rome tour. So in the morning. So rather than going out, seeing the Spanish Steps and the Trevi Fountain, when it's super busy, they've got the option if they'd like to go with a guide in the morning and see it just as the sun rises. So just little tweaks that will make it a bit more of a nicer experience for guests as well. And obviously with a smaller group, it's thoughtful travel. Smaller groups help us tread a bit more lightly. And we also look at supporting local communities as well through our One Tomorrow projects that we have worldwide, and also through local initiatives as well throughout the tours. And if you guys have any questions, Michelle has said, please put them in the chat and I can basically get through them at the end of the presentation as well.
Sorry guys, I am back. Lovely last minute panic at 9:30 on the dot, and my electricity decided to just shut off in my whole estate. But I'm back. So yeah, like I'm going to be monitoring the chat box here as well on the side of the screen. So if you have any questions, instead of interrupting her lovely flow, we will have some time once Laura finishes her slides before we launch into the river side of things.
Welcome back, Michelle. Glad you made it. Awesome. So where we're offering our beautiful small group journeys. So we're going big. We've gone worldwide. So we've got Europe and North Africa. So we've got Italy, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and actually within Europe, you can extend onto our river cruising as well, which Michelle will obviously go through more detail after. So our Spain and Portugal itineraries all match up to our beautiful Douro cruise as well. In our exotic destinations, we have India, Sri Lanka, South Africa, Kenya, and Tanzania. And we also have Canada as well. So these are your purely small group tours that have been designed for a small group in mind. Our main inclusions, so just with every tour that you get, there's your premium 4-star historical boutique and well-located accommodation. You've got your you're escorted by guides throughout. Tipping is included in all of our tours. That's a really good thing to note as well. So they don't have to worry about tipping. It's only in free time. If they do anything optional in their free time, that it's not included. So it's a good way of like budgeting and, you know, not having to worry about it. It can get quite stressful, especially in Asia when you have to tip everyone. It's all included within our tours. We include breakfast as standard, and we always have a welcome and departure dinner as well, which we try and do from a local restaurant or in a nice hotel, depending on where they're staying. And we include local dining experiences throughout as well. Includes return airport transfers in destination and private as well. So if they're arriving on different flights, it's all okay that they don't have to worry about waiting around for a group transfer, and they're all private as well. Include your must-see classics, and then you've got your immersive insider experiences to really connect you to the heart and soul of destination as well. And we also have our enhanced our journey options, which is where you can optionally choose to kind of like do optional, can't speak this morning, sorry, optional excursions throughout, meaning they can design their trip how they would like, or they can just sit and chill and relax and take in the destination as they so wish as well. So I'm not going to run through every itinerary. There's too many for me to go through, but I just want to highlight some of our key ones. And then Michelle can obviously send you more information on all of the itineraries. I mean, they're all on our website as well now, which is super exciting. But I just want to go through some key ones that we've got that we believe are going to be, and actually are becoming some of our top sellers here. So in Europe, we've got our beautiful 10-day Taste of Italy. So it hits your classic destinations, so Rome and Florence, Venice. So we also actually go down to Sorrento and have 2 nights in Sorrento, which is quite unusual for Italy itineraries at the moment for escorted touring. Some of the key highlights in this one is you're really trying to focus on like the flavors of Italy, the taste, like the wine, the food, and the local culture. So they do a local Tuscan winery experience in Tuscany. So go to a little boutique winery. They actually sit down with the people that work there, have lunch, like a farm to table style lunch, enjoy the wine tasting, and you know, have a good old giggle with the Italians. In Florence, we've done Florence a bit differently. Florence, if you've ever been, is super hot. It gets super muggy and really busy, especially in peak periods. So what we've done is actually explore Florence by dusk, and it's a sensory discovery. So they go around the little wine windows, tasting local food, seeing the beautiful architecture. And if you've ever been to Florence, the cathedral at night is just the most beautiful thing ever. So we've done it at dusk to take away that heat element, but also have a really cool, like, different experience there as well. In Sorrento, do some really cool limoncello tasting, and here we've added in also a little Italian lesson as well, so they can learn a couple of the Italian phrases while they're on their trip as well. And then we've got our 14 days Spain and Portugal. So this is a really cool trip. And you can actually break this down. So you can have a 10-day Madrid to Lisbon, which is a 10-day trip, and if they just want something short and sweet, or they can just have the Portugal section, which is 7 days, so your Lisbon to Porto. Or you can also connect this whole trip up to the Douro, so making a really amazing 21-day trip. So this is the core trip that we've got. So you can break this up as well. So I call this the mother trip with everything included. And you can break it down into the little babies, into just the Spain with Portugal, and then the Portugal only as well. So Spain and Portugal's, we know about the UK and Europe market, and we had to make it a little bit, how can we make it a bit different? So most tours include like going to the bakeries and tasting the tarts. We actually go and make them. So you go with the local baker to a local bakery, and you actually make the Portuguese tarts, and you also get to eat them after. In Porto, they go to a quinta and do the wine tasting, but they actually do it with the owners of the quinta. So that the owners come down, they have lunch with them, and they do all the wine tasting and stuff with them. Seville, they do their tapas, walking around with the local tapas tasting, which I'm massive. I love tapas, so they have a lot of Spanish food. So it's a really cool little experience we've got there. With the flamenco performance, they actually meet the family behind the scenes. So before they go on, they meet the family, get a chance to talk to them, you know, why they love what they do, which is really cool. And then you can't go to Portugal and not do wine tasting, because they stop at Navarro on the way as well. Plus, you've got all your highlights that you would do in a normal trip. So, do you know, in Madrid, you can go out to Toledo as an optional as well. Um, Explore the Alabama Palace, and what we actually do in Cordoba as well is actually visit the mosque at night. So rather than during the day, so they've got time to explore in the day if they wish, but at night they do really cool illuminations and it's really beautiful. So we actually go there at night again to avoid some of the main crowds as well. So this is one of our kind of like key tours that is selling out of the market at the moment. And as I said, you can break this down or make it into one big 21-day trip as well with the river cruising. I breathe. And then I'm going to quickly run through Asia. So these have been our, I guess, our hero products that we've had around for a year now. So we've got 3 India itineraries, 2 northern and 1 southern. So I'm just going to touch upon the India and the northern India ones first. I love this itinerary, if I do say myself. I went there last year and done the experiences in the trip, and it's just the guys we have out there are just insane. They're so beautiful, really and knowledgeable and cultural. So in Delhi, rather than doing your normal city tour, you actually explore Delhi using your 5 senses. So you go to a fragrance making shop and you make fragrances, and you go to I can't remember the name of the mosque, but you go and actually go behind the scenes and you help make they basically do like an offering. So every breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anyone of any status can go and sit down on the floor and eat the food. So they go in and actually do that. They listen to the prayer. It's just a really cool way of seeing Delhi rather than just going around seeing all the sights. Um, in Jaipur, we do 2 really cool things. So we explore using a pink tuk-tuk, which is actually like an e-tuk-tuk, so it's environmentally friendly and it's run by women for women who are looking to get out of poverty or looking to kind of like get back into the working environment. So it's a really cool initiative that we support there. We also visit a local, so you actually go to a local's home. They're a beautiful couple. You go in, you're helping them cook the food, you're learning how to tie your saris and turbans, and you're interacting, with them. They put music on. It's honestly one of the most real experiences that I've ever had. Like you're going through their wedding albums, talking to them just about their everyday lives. You've got the kids in the background. It's just a really amazing experience. Probably one of my favorite. With this itinerary, rather than hitting your classic Golden Triangle like normal tours, we've actually brought them down. So after Jaipur, coming down into rural Rajasthan into Pali, and they stay in this really beautiful accommodation called Bridge Laxman Saga. So it's an old hunting lodge that's been converted as the 2 main buildings. It's got a beautiful pool at the top, and then each cottage is around a lake. So you get your own private luxury cottage with a pool. And it's the most serene place I've ever been to. Very quiet, very peaceful. They can choose to do as little as or as much as they want to do there. So they have locals that come up to help them, make spices with the old, rubbing the stones together and putting the spices in the middle and getting all the juices out that way. So it's a really cool experience. And yeah, probably one of my favorite places in the world. I'd love to go back and spend a week there and just zen out, which on a tour you don't get a chance to do. So it's a really nice way of doing it. And they come out to Udaipur. And you obviously have your main sites in here. So you go to Taj, you actually see the Taj Mahal twice. You go inside once. You have a professional photo included as well. So you get someone to come and make you, look all pretty and no one in the background. And then they also go and see it from over the river, and they can see the sunset behind it as well. So you've got the 2 chances to see the Taj Mahal there. Plus you've got your Ranthambore Tiger Safari as well, which is as standard. So a really beautiful itinerary, and what we have done here is they can actually include to upgrade at the airport and get a prior to departure and get a VIP welcome, which basically means they get met at the aero bridge. They get their names on there. They get taken through customs, taken through to your guide who will meet you. We've had amazing feedback on it. It just takes the stress out. When you land in Delhi airport, it can be quite overwhelming. And it just really kind of like makes your trip start off in a great way. So that's something just to mention. It's pre-bookable on the portal on this trip. So we also have another itinerary, just northern one, which I haven't gone through here, but it actually goes up to Amritsar and down to Varanasi. So it covers that core triangle. So you go Delhi to Amritsar, back down to Delhi, round through to your Agra, Ranthambore, Amritsar down to Varanasi, and then up through to your Lucknow, Agra, Ranthambore, Jaipur to Delhi. So that's a really cool itinerary as well. And then we have our southern senses, which is all about the food. You do a lot of like cooking experiences. You cook with local chef. You go to the market in Pondicherry, pick the ingredients, take them back, and actually make the food in the kitchen at the hotel. The south is very different to the north. If you've ever been to India, it's very more focused on like living off the land and everything. And it's just a beautiful place. So I won't go into too much detail, but again, a lot of really beautiful inclusions packed into the 14 days as well. And just for India, and actually most of our trips, we have extensions available. So you can add on like a 3-night, 4-day extension. It includes your return transfers and a contact on ground if you need anything. 3 nights in a hotel and a massage and daily breakfast. So you can just chill and relax in Goa, or you can go to Kerala and do the backwaters. And again, Kerala is probably one of my favorite places in South India. A chill, very relaxed vibe. So you can, after doing like a tour, you can just have a little extension stay as well. We then got Sri Lanka. So this is our 13-day Sri Lanka trip. Some of the key highlights that we cover here that are a bit different. So we actually go to a Buddhist monastery on the way up to the Cultural Triangle, and it's they're basically like a self-sufficiently run colony. So they make all of their own food off the land, etc. And it's you basically go in and can just experience that with them and have lunch there. It's a really beautiful place. You can do cooking with a local chef. You engage with a traditional artist, and she talks you through how all the different local art traditions have occurred in Sri Lanka whilst having a cup of tea. And you can get to do like cinnamon tapping with the local as well. So again, lots of really local cultural immersive experiences to connect you to the land. And without, you can't not go and see Sagara Rock. You do the train ride, etc. Go to Kandy, do the two temples. So all your highlights are still in there as well. And they've got a stay in Bentota at the end, so they can chill on by the ocean 2 nights. They've got free time here. They can do enhance your journey or just relax and really kind of like end the tour in a nice, relaxed way. We've tried to make sure the tours have a balanced pace. It's not go, go, go. We all know it can be really hectic on tour. 7 a.m. starts and off you go in 4 days. We've tried to really dial that back. Some days you just got to get up and go. We don't want to go out in the heat, but sometimes what we've tried to do is make sure there's a balance, morning or afternoon and later start the next day to make sure they can actually enjoy the accommodation that they're staying in as well, rather than just rushing through. And on the Sri Lanka itinerary, you can extend onto the Maldives for an all-inclusive 3-night, 4-day hotel stay as well. So that's just all your accommodation, all your food, drinks, etc., and return speedboat transfers. And we can add on post nights to this as well. So if they want to stay for longer, they can do that as well. And then we've got our beautiful Africa. So we've got Morocco, so your classic Morocco itinerary, and we included the Sahara and desert stay in a I hate saying the word luxury in the Sahara, but I'll say premium. Permanently tented stay, really beautiful. They have like dinner under the stars, local entertainers, etc. It's a really great experience. And then Africa. This again, along probably with India, is one of my favorite itineraries. So they actually have 5 nights in Cape Town, which is different to most itineraries. Usually like 2 or 3 an hour. Cape Town is such a vast amount of experiences you can do. So we spend 5 nights there. So you've got 1 free day where you can choose what you want, which you can use to Robben Island or do a chocolate tour or just take your own time out. One of the days they do a classic Boulder Beach up into the peninsula day. And then we have a 4-day out in the wine regions into Frankenshop as well. But rather than doing it by coach and just coaching around all the wineries, you actually get on the tram. So we've designed the trip so the guide takes you on the tram. You go through all the wineries, you stop off at 2 or 3, have tastings. And on the way back, you actually stop in this beautiful winery. Sorry, a beautiful winery, and they do tastings using their senses. So they basically put your blindfold on and you do some tastings of wine and food. They then take that off and they might put headphones over you and you do the same thing. And then they remove everything and you taste everything normally with all your senses. So it kind of like just shows how your tastes evolve when some of your senses are dulled. So it's a really beautiful way of experiencing Cape Town. Then we hit some of your classic routes. So down to Arniston, you can do some whale watching. Arniston is a really beautiful little fishing village. and then you go on to Port Elizabeth and then up into Johannesburg. So with the Kariga Game Reserve, again, we've got 3 nights there rather than 2 as well. So it just means, again, that rather than rushing through safari with 2 nights in and out, we've got 3 nights there to really allow you to immerse yourself in that, safari experience. And with the Kariga Game Reserve as well, they actually give back. So every time we stay there, we're giving back to the wildlife and communities, and they have a Pack for Purpose initiative as well. So guests can take like pens or paper or clothes or whatever's needed to over with them, or brought in Cape Town to give to the community as well. And with this one, you can also extend onto the Vic Falls and do your classic Vic Falls with Chobe National Park as well. That's our main tours. I'm going to be another couple of minutes and I'm going to leave you all alone and let Michelle do what she needs to do. So just so you know, new for 26, we've got some new small groups. We've got Kenya and Tanzania, which is launching next month. And we have 2 new Canada itineraries. So we've never had Canada small group before, so this is super exciting. So and you can extend your West Coast Canada, so your classic Calgary to Vancouver, up with the Alaska cruise. And we also have a small group Rockies and Northern Lights, which does your classic Rockies up into Yellowknife with the Northern Lights as well. Another thing we're doing for 26, just to keep you aware, is some of our major classic tours where we have really great traction. So Japan, New Zealand, and Korea, we will now be offering small group departures. So if you go onto the website, you'll see that it will have a small group departure tour next to it, which will be launching next month. And you'll see that on that tour, they'll have some small group departures available to you as well. And that is everything small. I think I've done it in just over 15 minutes.
You honestly, saved the day anyway, so it's absolutely fine. You can keep talking as much as you want, in my opinion. But yes, thank you so much, Laura. Guys, I hope you found that really as informative and exciting as I am. I'm buzzing to have this as part of our remit as well, that we can offer it as part of the Travelmarvel product. I think it's going to be really, really well fitting within the Irish market. And you can see here some of the window cards that we have now done up as well. And what I'm actually going to do is take back control from you, Laura, if you don't mind, while I'm talking away. And if we've any questions as well, guys, you can just fire them here into the question box. One that we've got in there, Laura, is about flights. Obviously, having the flight options in there for to tie in with the small group journeys. You're muted again.
So it's up to maximum 24. So there's no more than 24 guests at one time, but it varies per destination. Average is around 18, to be honest. So India, there's actually no more than 18, so you average around 16. But for Africa, it's the same. It's average around 16. And Europe is average around 18. But there's no more than 24 on any departure.
Cool. And flights?
So I didn't see the question. What was the question?
Sorry, there was flight. Asking about flight offerings, where we stand with that.
Yeah, so we can offer, so we don't include them in the pricing, just to allow people to be flexible in terms of they want to add pre and post, which we can also do as well. But we can book flights, I believe, now from Ireland as well.
Yes, we have, and I'll be going into that into a bit more detail now as well, tying in with the rivers. But it's just like Laura said, not there necessarily in the pricing to give people the option, but our wonderful call centre team are all au fait with airports all across Ireland now. And so we'll be able to assist you on a case-by-case basis there. Any other questions for Laura before we rock onto the rivers? No, super stuff. I've popped the link to our website in there specifically to the small group journeys page. I've also obviously recorded this presentation. So what I will do following this session, I'm going to upload 2. There's going to be one full recording of the dramas of this webinar that you can watch back in your own time for anybody that wants to pick it up. But I will also do a specific shorter one with just the small group journeys element to it as well. So if you do specifically have colleagues maybe that couldn't get online today, or you want to go back, because obviously there's a lot of information in those itineraries in there as well, you can go back and just watch it away in your own time. It's going to be up on a YouTube link, so super easy to click into and watch back. And like I said, it's all up on the website, and I'll be doing a summary after this email or after this webinar as well. So once again, thank you very much, Laura.
You're welcome. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Emil. All right, guys. So I'm going to rock away in now. If somebody can just give me a quick thumbs up that you can see the new presentation here on my end with the river cruising. Who's going to be first off the bat that's listening to me? or a reaction emoji of any sort, if you can see it or not. It should have the River Cruise program up. Eleanor, good woman. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that as a positive sign, and we are going to rock on. Now, so what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to assume that you all are quite au fait now at this stage with the products that we do offer. But I really want to make sure that you have here the breakdown of itineraries, both new and returning for 2026. And of course, just a reminder as well, with the Travelmarvel product, we now have it. I always say it's nearly easier to tell you what's not included than what is included, because so much is included with your price. Like just mentioned previously, we now have our flights from Dublin, Belfast, Cork, and Shannon. So regional flights that are live priced and added in with our offerings as well. So when you do see a price out there, that has taken a flight allowance into consideration too. Then we've got our enriching sightseeing in there as well, which is of course our insider experiences that you'll see here at the bottom of the page. Look for this little star symbol, and you will see that on every page, and it will tell you what experience is included in that day. We also then have additionally is your enhance your journey, which is an extra excursion that you can add on, say if it's a big full day trip that you want to do. So I always say insider included II, enhance extra EE. It's the easiest way that you can remember it, but keep an eye out for the insider experiences. Of course, we've got our meals while you're on board, and then your beers, wines, and soft drinks included at your meal times, all locally sourced and all delicious. I have tried and tested many of them in my few months that I've been here. And then outside of that, then drinks are locally priced. So you're looking at €4.80 for a glass of wine, a €5 for a beer, €8 for a cocktail. And there's even happy hour on most of our sailings in there as well, where you can get half price drinks for a lovely hour before dinner as well. So really, really, really is so easy to just relax and enjoy your time on board without worrying about putting your hand in your pocket. Of course, our wonderful accommodations, and then our transfers, port charges, and tipping included as well. So again, when you see that price, you can be confident and stand over it and know that that is the full price. Now, I love this map. I think it really gives you an overview of our European products specifically, so that you can see just how much is on offer between our wonderful river cruising that start in the Netherlands and work their way through so many different countries, all the way down to Bucharest and Bulgaria down there. And then, of course, we've got our Douro over in Portugal as well, with our lovely offerings over here that actually goes all the way into Spain. And then we have our small ship, our small coastal cruising as well, that takes in the Med and takes in our beautiful Adriatic itineraries over there as well. I will post this up onto our social media page following this call as well, because I just think it's a beautiful way of encapturing exactly where you can go in Europe for 2026, and really just showcasing how widely spread through the beautiful rivers of Europe that we are as well. Now, so just to take you through then our contemporary river ships, again, I'm not going to dwell too much on it. I really am going to focus on the itineraries in here. But a big one that we have coming in for 2026 is we are adding a new fleet to our contemporary ships, or a new ship to our fleet, apologies. So we already have the Polaris, the Capella, and the Vega. And in 2026, we're also going to have Regal. So the beauty of these ships is they are essentially carbon copies of each other. So, you know, depending on the itinerary, which one is on it, they're all going to be very, very similar to each other when you get on. So beautiful consistency across the ships here. And now, because we're adding in number 4 to our contemporary fleet, it means that we're going to have even more itineraries on offer for you there, going through our wonderful Rhine, Main, Danube, Balkans itineraries in there. And speaking of, just to show you on board here as well, most of you should hopefully be familiar with this now. I've seen a lot of you guys over the last couple of months at TSN events and the like, so I don't want to repeat the content too much, but a quick overview of our contemporary ships, from our beautiful sun deck up here on the top left, which is a full upper deck experience with a hot tub included up there that you can go up and just chill out and watch the world go by. Our beautiful lounges down on the far left here, and the far left and the right actually, where you can actually go in and just enjoy. And the beauty of these lounges as well is they're so long, there's so much space that you can be right in the heart of the crack and the activity, or you can just be chilling out up in the alfresco lounge as well, and full wall to ceiling glass on either side. So even if you're sitting inside having a drink later in the afternoon or in the evenings, you can still take in the incredible surroundings from wherever you are on the ship. And then of course we've got our McGeary's Irish Bar on board our ships as well, now serving Guinness. I have tried and tested it last month on board, and it was absolutely delicious. So really setting the standard there by Irish bars, with the only Irish bar on any river ship sailing. And then our lovely main dining experience up here as well. And also, of course, worth noting that not only have you got the main dining experience, but you can also dine on delicious pub grub in McGeary's for lunch or dinner on there as well. Because some days you just want to have a burger and chips or a shepherd's pie or some hearty food after a long day of city break touring there too. And included in your price of your cruise there as well. And also your drinks are included if you are having meals in McGeary's as well. And then our beautiful staterooms that we have as well, from our lower deck staterooms, our window stateroom here on the top right, our French balcony here with the reclining window on the left, and then our owner's suites down here. And it's always something that people mention when I am talking to them, if they've experienced it, that the staterooms, the size of the staterooms, and namely the size of the bathrooms as well, these full beautiful rainfall showers that we have. So there's none of this experience of hopping out of the shower and hitting the door off the sink and wiggling your way out to try and make room. As you would see on some of the larger cruise lines, we have these beautiful luxury bathrooms in there with so much space and so much storage in your staterooms there as well, that can be configured as a double or a twin when you're on board. And now to the heart of it, and what you're all really here for is, of course, the destinations that we are offering for 2026. We have tried our tried and tested European Gems cruise, which is returning for 2026, which is, of course, our 15-day sailing that starts in Amsterdam, works its way through the Netherlands, through Germany, onto the Main River, and joining on there across the Danube Canal, and working its way then along the Danube through Austria and into Budapest there as well. A full 15-day sailing. And one thing to note, I always say 15 days. It's 14 nights, 15 days, because you do have a lovely time on the first day when you're getting on board and on your debarkation day. There's no rush. There's no 6 a.m. queues to get off and, you know, be lining up to get off the ship. You either have a lovely morning at leisure if you're already in port, where there is a tour included and a lovely farewell breakfast for you that morning as well. Or on some sailings, you will actually still be sailing. So you just have to be out of your stateroom for around 9 a.m. Leave your bags there. They will be completely looked after for you. And then you have a morning at leisure, usually up until about 2 p.m. on the ship, when your transfers will depart then as well. So it's a really, really relaxed end to your sailing as well, because there's nothing worse than being panicked and rushed on your last day, or worrying about getting to bed early and, you know, the night before in a mad rush to pack. So we really want to have that luxurious, chilled vibes the entire way through. And now the beauty of the European Gems is, of course, that she can be divided into two halves, starting with our highlights of the Danube, which is going the reverse way, which is, again, our tried and tested, beloved itinerary that we have running on here. And that is coming in for 2026 from just 2,595 per person, including your flights, including your transfers, including your gratuities, your luggage, your tours, the whole shebang in there for these prices. Starting in Budapest, up the Danube through Vienna, Dürnstein, Austria, Passau, and working your way up into Nuremberg and flying home from Munich and there. And again, a lovely 8-day sailing that does both ways. You can do Budapest to Nuremberg, or hop in Nuremberg and go the reverse way all the way down into Budapest. And then the opposite side of that, if you start in Budapest and work your way up, is hopping on, I'll pop back there now in a second, onto Nuremberg and working your way up through the Rhine and the main rivers here into Amsterdam for our extremely popular Reflections of the Rhine and Main sailing. And a really important one to note here as well is this also works with, of course, our Cork flights on there, with our Amsterdam offerings for Cork flights in there, that we can have that little kind of section in there that we can play around with. We currently fly from Munich, but there is also potentially an option in there with a Frankfurt connection with the Cork flights as well that I'm working on. So if you do have anybody that is interested, or any groups, that is something that we can work with you on as well, with our wonderful call center team in there, and our flight team are on it. But at the moment, the predominant one is our connection from Munich, but watch this space. It is something that we are on a case-to-case basis can potentially look at. And then just to pop back here, this is something, so while our highlights of the Danube sailing is, of course, our tried and tested and beloved itinerary, as I've mentioned. We are upping the ante with it for 2026 by now offering some ocean themed entertainment on board. So we've got like well-being sessions where you can get up and do a yoga or a stretching class up on the sun deck in the morning, silent disco, which is of course a beloved feature of cruises. And I have sampled this myself on the Capella last month and it went down an absolute storm. It was really, really great fun on board in there. Cinema under the stars, because of course there's nothing more beautiful than sitting up on the top deck and, you know, watching the world go by while enjoying these brand new movies that are being brought into play as well, and classes throughout the day as well on certain sailing days where we're going to be offering like photography, how to utilize your phone best when on board, because of course you're looking at such amazing scenery as you're going by, painting classes, crafting classes, and a load of different elements to bring on board on here as well to really up the ante for your activities while you're on board the Danube sailing. And then another one brand new for 2026, again, taking in the Amsterdam sailing. So a great option here for some of our Munster agents with our Cork flights connections in there. We've got the Rhine and Moselle. So this is going to be sailing from Amsterdam, working its way through Germany and down into Switzerland, taking in like Strasbourg and the Black Forest areas down here as well in the beautiful Basel region down here too. Again, a very popular sailing of old. So we are bringing it back in for 2026. Coming in again at just 2,595 per person on your Amsterdam to Basel sailing. And then we are bringing back as well, due to popular demand, our delightful Danube. So a slightly longer option on the Danube here than the highlights, where we've actually got an extra night in Vienna. So you're hopping on in Budapest and you're doing an overnight in Budapest. So you've got your 2 days in Budapest there, and then going into Vienna and actually doing an overnight in Vienna as well. So you're really taking advantage of these two beautiful cities and getting the most for your time while you're there as well, that you'll get to spend quite a bit of time there and an overnight there as well. So you get to go without any stress about getting back for a certain time, that you can enjoy the nightlife in these beautiful cities as well. And then working your way down to Nuremberg and coming in there for the extra night at just 2,795 per person as well. And just that lovely little extension onto it. And then an even longer one again that we are bringing in new for 2026, similar to what we have with the European Gems. This is a 15-day sailing from Passau or Munich down to Bucharest and taking in the Grand Danube. So adding in your lovely, lovely Danube that we have from the likes of the highlights or the delightful, where you've got your Linz, Melk, Dürnstein, Vienna, Budapest, and then continuing down past Budapest, where the Gems goes one way. This is going the opposite way down through Croatia, Siberia, into Romania, and taking in the very famous Iron Gates. So a brilliant option here for anybody that loves a bit of culture, a bit of history, and a bit of geography as you're going in, because a massively historically scenic part of the river down here as well. And that's coming in at just 5,195 per person for your full 15-day sailing. And then similarly as well, we've got the best of the Balkans. These have proved extremely popular over the last few years. So we've got 3 options for you sailing on the Balkans for 2026. The first being the best of the Balkans, which is our 15-day sailing that we have running down here, starting in Budapest, working its way through Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, all the way down through here into Bucharest as the full 15-day option. And then this is also divided into 2 different options as well. So we've got our 8-day sailing that goes from Budapest all the way down to Bucharest, with some optional add-ons at the end here as well, if you would like. And this is the Balkan Adventure that is coming in at 2,695 for your 8-day sailing. Or we also have the Legends of the Balkans that starts in Budapest and works its way down here as well, with just slightly different options in there as well, because it has proven extremely popular. So where we've got the Gems is split into the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube, the Balkans now is also split up into 2 shorter itineraries there to make sure that we have everybody covered. And these 2 shorter ones again coming in at just 2,695 per person. And then we have this one, which I absolutely adore. I have to say, I love a springtime sailing. And this is going to be the springtime in the Netherlands and Belgium, where you're going to be taking in the windmills, the tulips, these beautiful parts of the world as well, doing this lovely kind of loop around that you can see here on the map. So starting in Amsterdam and working its way back without doubling down on itself. So going down here into the likes of Antwerp in Belgium, Bruges, Ghent, all these stunning, stunning spots along the way, and then into the Flanders, into the battlefield fields as well. So anybody that has, you know, a real interest in the history of these regions, this is the perfect sailing for you to have. And then working your way into Rotterdam, The Hague, and back up into Amsterdam as well. So a lovely, lovely option in here when you're going to be seeing all of the flowers in bloom in spring of 2026. And that coming in for your full 15-day sailings, flight inclusive, from just 4,095 per person. And then just with here to finish up with our wonderful contemporary river ships, which again is going to be our Polaris, our Vega, and then our Capella, and obviously the Regal coming into play too. We've got our Christmas markets. Very, very popular options on here because it's just a beautiful way to take in all these markets and pop into these super, super festive areas as you're going down, as we do commit to the Christmas season, end of November, early December, starting in Amsterdam, working your way down through Cologne, into Rudesheim, onto the Rhine, Strasbourg, into the Black Forest, and all the way down to Basel as well. And you're just going to be ticking all of these beautiful boxes off for heading into your Christmas period there too, from just 2,695 per person. And now from the wintry Christmas markets, we're going to go to our little bit more sunnier climates, which of course has our Douro Discovery sailing on here. This is our brand new ship, the MS Estrella, that was literally just christened back in April. And I was fortunate enough to be on board myself and explore it. And it was absolutely stunning. And one thing to remember for this ship, it is slightly smaller. It is 60 staterooms as opposed to the 90 staterooms that you'll find in our contemporary river ships. And she is more built to fit in with the Portuguese kind of sunshine vibes on there as well. She's a beautiful burnt sienna color on the outside to blend in with her surroundings. And it actually glistens. It kind of sparkles in the sunlight as it reflects off the river as you're sailing down as well. Starting in Porto and working its way all the way through to Spain with Salamanca extension on there as well, and then doubling back on itself. But as you can see here from the black little arrows on the map, there's lots of different options that you can do going one way or going the reverse. So you're not necessarily seeing the same place twice. And what I'm going to show you now is a really quick video on here, because I could talk to you till the cows come home, but I really think that this is just one that will hit home for you and really bring it to life. Yeah. Very nice. I share my screen. That should pull it up. I'll have to pause it just here now, because just to see there the sunset, and you can see the color of the ship just completely blends in with its surroundings as well. So it really just feels like it's a part of the river as you're sailing down. And I hope that has really brought the Douro and the Estrella to life for you as well, because I really think it does it such justice when it's out there. And it really is like that when you're on board. Like, this is all live videos that we are seeing from when we were there. And it just is such a wonderful, magical part of the world to experience. And it is our ship that has the largest pool on any river ship, as well as our sailing down. So not only do you have a sun deck, but you have a full pool deck up on top of the ship as well. Because of course you're in Portugal, so this really is, it's like a sun holiday that just happens to be on a river and floating down through the Douro Valley, taking in stunning vineyards as you're going through as well. So it's a sun lovers cruise, it's a wine lovers cruise, it's a sun and wine lovers cruise merged into one, which really does just tick all of the boxes on there. Like I showed this to my own mother and she was like, oh my goodness, it's just like this beautiful hotel that just moves with you. And I was like, that kind of does define river cruising, to be fair, but she hit the nail on the head, that you can just be really relaxing and chilling out up on these beautiful lounges beside the pool, and watching the valley float past you as well. And you can see here our staterooms, very similar to what we have on the contemporary ships, but just with a bit of a more golden vibe to capture the destination going through it. And here's some of the insider experience as well that you'll experience when you are on the MS Estrella as well. So again, included in the cost. So you go into the lovely quintas where you get to do the local wineries and some wine tasting, port wine tasting. And there's absolutely delicious. And then going away into Salamanca and watching some flamenco shows in here, as well as you're going down through. So just a sample of some of the experiences included with your pricing. And then we're just going on finally on the rivers, just to recap as well. And of course, our long haul option in here. So we've got our essential Vietnam and Cambodia cruise. And the beauty of this, I'm always saying it, is that it's all just tied up with one neat little bow for you. It's a very easy one for you to book. You're coming in to Siem Reap, you've got your flights included in your price, landing in Siem Reap, and you've got 2 nights pre-cruise here with a trip into Angkor Wat, so either for sunrise or sunset, as you can see here on the screen, included in your price. And then you're hopping on board and doing your 7-day sailing. You're crossing the border from Cambodia into Vietnam. There's no overnight buses, there's no queuing for border crossings. It's all just done for you. You literally hop on the ship, unpack once, and the world is your oyster. You're completely just taking it as leisure as you're sailing down through the Mekong at your own pace and joining in tours where you wish, going wandering where you wish, and just relaxing in your 4-star premium luxury on board there, knowing that everything is just taken care of. And then hopping off when you go down to Vietnam, and again, 2 nights post-cruise in Ho Chi Minh there as well, and your tour is included here too, so you can go and do a lovely Ho Chi Minh City tour with the Chu Chi tunnels included in your price there as well. So a perfect neat little package. This is our ship here as well, the RV Lotus, which is again a new ship to the fleet. And you will see here, there is so many balcony options. So actually every customer sailing on the ship on the Mekong, they all have step out balconies. Whereas on the rivers, on the European rivers, they're all the French balconies because of the narrowness of the locks as you're coming up the rivers in Europe. Whereas in the Mekong, you have a bit more space, so it doesn't take away from the size of the stateroom, where every guest can actually have a step out balcony onto their stateroom as well. And just to give you a little overview of them here, we've got the French balcony option side as well as the step out balconies. So you'll have both inside of your rooms there as well. And this beautiful old world teak kind of oak vibes coming through as well to really embrace where you are and the Asian element of the cruising. You have, of course, got your pool up on deck as well, our lovely air-con lounges in here, and our beautiful reception area here as well. So it really just brings it all in together, all local cuisine on board as well. And again, all of the elements that you know from the European rivers, where your meals are included, drinks with your meals, all of that carries through as well. 2 brilliant options for this because that I'm finding the demographics, I guess. Honeymooners are loving this because, again, it's a beautiful product and a beautiful way to see this part of the world, and so well priced on here as well. And for people who maybe are past the kind of backpacking lifestyle, they never saw this part of the world, they really want to go and experience it, but don't necessarily want to be lugging a backpack on their back and packing and repacking and folding their socks up into their shoes and things like this, or spending it all the time on buses. This is the perfect option in there from them as well. And feedback, I guess, get on this is massive for the value for money and the ease of booking it as well. And so stay tuned to our socials as well, because we're going to be doing a Mekong month for June as well, with some fantastic offers coming out for her. And then finally, just on the small ship Croatian cruising, coastal cruising here as well. This is a beautiful option that we have for our beautiful Princess Eleganza that just joined the fleet in 2022. and she is going to be sailing down along the coast of Croatia here, taking in beautiful stops like Kirk, Zadar, Kirk, where you go into the national park in here as well, Split, Viz, all the way down into Dubrovnik. My own parents are booked to go on this in 2 weeks' time, so they will be feeding back live, so stay tuned for that as well. Anybody that knows me that knows I'm a massively nautical family, so they will be reporting back on every fine detail of it. So I'm absolutely buzzing to see that as well, because it's just such a stunning sailing. And the Eleganza here, a really quick video just to show you the overview on it. There you go. You can see a beautiful overview of the Eleganza there. And some of the key items of this is she's docking in the heart of the ports every day. So you've got overnights as you go. So it's a really laid back vibe as well. You'll be sailing for a couple of hours in the morning and enjoying the beautiful yacht that you're on, and then docking into the likes of Split, Viz, Dubrovnik, and all these beautiful places, and having time to wander and hop back to the boat, come and go as you please, and have lovely evenings on there as well. Enjoy the sunsets, enjoy dinner locally if you'd like to. You can pop back onto the ship for meals as well. It's a beautifully relaxed product, and you're looking at a max capacity of 36 passengers when you're on board here as well. So real intimate sailing when you're there. You can hop off and go for swims as well along the way in certain areas that we have earmarked. You can pop into the national park as well, all included in the price of your sailing. We've got walking tours in all of the destinations as well, and really seeing some of the more untouched parts of Croatia at this beautiful, beautiful product coming down through the coastline here. And then just to wrap up, guys, here are some of our lovely offers. I will be sending these around after this call as well, for our stunning window cards that we've got going on here, where we've got savings up to €1,000 per person, not per sailing, per person on here as well, for our highlights of the Danube, our Rhine and Moselle, our European gems, and our Euro Discovery on here too, as well as our small group journey offerings. I'll be wrapping them all up for you and sending them around, that we can do some lovely window displays across the country. And then we are also, as an early booking offer, adding up to €200 onboard credit per person as well on our European offerings, which essentially means that all of your drinks outside of your meal times are covered. And you know, it's so funny, because people do think of, you know, if you say €50 or $50, how far will that really go? And the best way I can describe it is, if a glass of wine is less than €5, you're literally looking at 10 drinks on there on us for just the 50, and we're actually offering up to €200 on board as well. So that can either go towards your lovely drinks outside of your meal times on board, or you can choose to have a full day excursion on there for an enhance your journey option as well. So it really just helps to make these sailings an all-inclusive offering while you're on board there as well, to get us kick-started for 2026. And like I said, I will be sending around all of these to you shortly after the call. And if you don't trust me, which I hope by now you all would, you can also pop onto TripAdvisor. We have some wonderful reviews on there, genuine reviews going on. And we literally have such a wonderfully high rating, 4.8, as you're going through on our TripAdvisor reviews on there too. So please do pop on and encourage your customers, because we all know they love to go on and, you know, do the research and Google themselves on reviewing, and they will not be disappointed by what they see. And so finally, I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. This is a WhatsApp group. If you want to scan it with your phone, you can join it in. It's a community group that I have set up. And essentially what it means is there's no spamming on there. There's no constant chat. I can only post on it. And what I do is I like to post an offer of the day. So like a deal of the day, or if I'm doing an incentive, anything like this, I pop this on here. And you can just scroll back through it. You can save videos directly from it. You can get the offers directly from it. You can copy and paste, because I know so many people are uploading from their phones anyway. So it's just a really, really handy way for just getting deals straight into your phone. So you're not trying to get them from the desktop to your phone, or mush mashing, and sometimes getting links to download videos can be painful. So this is the quickest and easiest way that I have of doing it. So I'm going to leave that up on the screen for you now for a minute. And I'm going to pop back over here into my chat. So if anybody does have any Q&As, any questions that we have over here, I'm going to have a little quick sconce here. Are all the videos available to use on socials? They absolutely are, Grace. That is no problem at all. And I have a Dropbox link that I've set up that is constantly updated on my end. And it's got the videos in there. It's got the offers in there. It's got the imagery in there. Everything and anything that you could want is in it. So I'll pop that around in the roundup after this call as well. And you, like I said, you'll get them on the WhatsApp group and you'll get them on our Facebook group as well for anybody that does want them in there. Then flights from Cork. Yes, we've got the flights from Cork added in there now as well. So brilliant offerings, and I am going to be doing more, fly from Cork social offers and window cards in there too. And we're also going to be doing obviously our Shannon packages for the beautiful Douro option in there, because you can, of course, fly from Shannon directly into Porto too. So brilliant options for the Munster regions to have in there, as well as our Dublin offerings. OBC for Europe, it is just for Europe for now, because again, it's a Euro offering that we're doing. So we've just got it on Europe in there. We will be looking at some Mekong specific incentives as well that will be coming your way as part of our kind of Mekong month that we're going to be doing in June. But for the onboard credit, again, because it's for a Euro region, it is just in Europe for now. Great to have offerings. It is, yes. So obviously our Trilly options in there, our Trilly guests in there will be delighted for us as well to have both the Cork and the Shannon options in there. It was a big one for me, as I'm sure many of you are well familiar now, the fact that I am a proud Cork woman, and my own mother gives me grief all the time saying, why would she drive past her airport to go to my airport? So just to have those offerings in there is a brilliant thing for me personally to have as well. And it just brings more options to you, especially now having more Rhine and Moselle options in there with our Amsterdam connections. Any more questions from the floor? Hopefully now you'll have all scanned our WhatsApp group and gotten on there. Like I said, I'll do a roundup now. I'm going to upload this onto YouTube so that you can watch it back. You'll have the roundup of the campaign information, and please do pop on to our lovely website that has been completely revamped in 2025. It's very simply www.travelmarvel.com. It automatically redirects to a .ie, so it is a dedicated Irish web link on there that you'll get all of our key itineraries, and you'll be able to see our 2026 products now in offering. And just as a reminder, while we're still in the moment, we do still have pockets of availability for summer 2025 from as little as 1,895 per person, which is an incredible price. I'm sure you'll agree, to have your flights, to have your 8-day sailings, to have your meals, your drinks, your excursions, your transfers, your porterage, your gratuities, all of that in one nice neat little bow. Lovely pricing in there for the Danube and for the Douro as well included. So I will be popping them out as well for anybody that does still have any last minute guests that want to come in for 2025. We still have those brilliant offerings in there. Any final questions from the floor? No, you're all just buzzing to get out now. Get on the phones, ringing around all your customers, getting all these across the line. If anybody does have any questions, you can always reach out to me, of course, independently. And if anybody has any wild or wonderful marketing ideas or plans that you'd like to do, please just drop me a line. I'm always all ears. I love working with people on bespoke opportunities too. If you want videos, if you want updates, if you want to do any Instagram lives, Facebook lives, anything or everything, I am always all ears. So please just let me know. I'll leave this up for a minute in case anybody is still trying to get onto the WhatsApp, and hopefully I will see a few of you on there. But for now, thank you very much. And I will be out and about for pretty much the entire month of June as well. So hopefully I will see many of your lovely faces along the road, and stay tuned for some lovely June incentives coming through too, specific trade incentives coming in. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, long weekend for most of us.